Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's show is called Money Shock. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. I'd also like to tell you about a service called HollywoodIsCalling.com. It's a great service that allows you to purchase live phone calls from your favorite celebrities, so check them out. It's something you can buy for yourself or as a gift for somebody you care about. Give it a try. HollywoodIsCalling.com. Now, let's get started. There's a growing phenomena out there called money shock that is affecting more and more people every day. Most of the time, it occurs when people realize they are completely broke or on the verge of being evicted or homeless. Some of the time it occurs when somebody wins, inherits, or earns a large sum of money that changes their lives in negative ways they had never anticipated. Let's get started with the first scenario. That's the money shock scenario that occurs when you realize all of your options have gone to zero. Your bank account is empty. You may have lost your job. You don't have anyone you can move in with temporarily, or your year-long job search has resulted in no job offers. Believe it or not, that's happening. Perhaps your government aid is coming to an end. Perhaps the government ban on evictions coming to an end will mean that you'll be forced out onto the streets soon. Perhaps you've been overwhelmed by recent medical bills and you have no way of paying them back. If some or all of these scenarios are affecting you, then it's time for you to engage in the pursuit of extreme solutions. What does that mean? It means a number of things. First of all, you have to stop all discretionary spending on things that you can live without and just budget your money for food and absolute necessities. Maybe that means keeping up with the payments on your medicine. Maybe that means making sure you have gas money for the car. Keep paying only those things that are absolutely necessary. The next thing you have to do is to zero out your pride and start calling everyone you're related to and all of your friends and ask them if you can stay with them until you find a job. Tell them you will stay in the garage or the basement, or if necessary, you'll even sleep in your car in their driveway if they'll let you park there. The important thing is to find a roof over your head and stay connected with someone that can help you in an emergency. The next thing you want to do is to stop looking for the work you used to do and expand your job search to any and all jobs. If the work is legal, then you should be applying for it. Also, if possible, you should try and work multiple jobs, and if necessary, try and work 7 days a week, morning, afternoons, and evenings. I'm sure this goes without saying, but you should immediately begin trying to raise money by selling off anything that you don't have an absolute need for. That may mean jewelry, a second car, old furniture, a baseball card collection. Whatever you have that you can live without, you should try and sell immediately. The next thing you should do is to extend your job search from the online world to the physical world. Whenever you see a business or a store that's open, then you should walk in and ask for the manager and ask if they have any openings. If they don't, then give them your name and number and ask them to keep you in mind if any openings become available soon. The next thing you should do is to reach out to local churches and synagogues and ask them if they have any financial assistance programs that they can use to help you. Oftentimes, this is a resource that many non-religious people don't think of, but now is not the time to think about religion. Now is the time to think about feeding yourself and your family in any way you can. Remember, your new full-time job is to look for a job 7 days a week, day and night. Always be on the lookout. Here's something else I want you to do. Start putting an ad on Craigslist and TaskRabbit each and every week. In fact, put multiple ads on both those websites. You should post ads offering to do handiwork, dog sitting, house sitting. Maybe you can teach someone how to play a musical instrument. Go to both of these sites and check out what other people are posting, and then do whatever you can to post for a job that you think you may be qualified for. And maybe even some fringe jobs that you're not quite sure, but you're willing to try and learn. Don't just post one job a week, like I said. Post several for several different job categories. And most importantly, Keep renewing those jobs every week. Next, we're going to look at another form of money shock. This is where you inherit or earn or win a large sum of money. I know what you're thinking. If you earned a large sum of money, you wouldn't be shocked. You would be jumping up and down with joy. Well, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a form of money shock that occurs when receiving a large amount of money changes people's lives in a really negative way, in ways that they never anticipated. Let me give you some examples. For some people, it's receiving a large inheritance. For others, it's receiving a large bonus check at work. Sometimes it happens when you receive an insurance payout. Sometimes it happens when you receive much more money for the sale of your home than you thought you would. Because of a bidding war that erupted over the purchase of your home. Maybe you bought some cryptocurrency a few years ago and now it's worth 5 or 6 figures and you've decided to sell. This could be caused by any number of circumstances. But what's interesting are the unexpected problems that a sudden windfall can cause. Let me give you some examples. Maybe it causes you and your wife to suddenly have a serious disagreement over how to spend the money. Maybe you've told all your friends and relatives about it, and now they're all coming to you begging for financial help. Maybe old bill collectors that you forgot you owed money to have suddenly started calling you again because you've told too many people about this windfall. Maybe you've bragged about it to the wrong person, and now there are creepy strangers calling you or driving past your house, hoping you won't be home so they can rob you. Maybe you were really silly and you told everybody on your social media about this windfall. That is one of the worst mistakes you can make. Maybe you yourself received a huge sum of money and then you went out and spent half of it on something stupid, like a super expensive vacation to Alaska, or an exotic sports car, or a crazy expensive piece of jewelry. If that's the case, then take it back immediately. Get a refund. Whether it's jewelry or a car or something else crazy, take it back now. I say this because all of our sources are telling us that we are heading for extreme inflation and for a massive downturn in the economy that's going to be historic. So why does that mean you should take it back? Well, there are 2 reasons. You will need to have set aside a serious savings account to protect you and your family from what's coming. What do you think is coming? I don't give investment advice, but people we trust tell us the housing market is going to collapse by perhaps 70 or 80%, just like it did in 2008. Food prices, they project, are going to double. Gasoline prices are going to double. Almost everything is going to increase in price, and you will need to have a savings account large enough to help you weather this storm. A year or 2 from now, when the housing prices completely collapse, I'd much rather you have the money set aside so that you can purchase a rental property for 20 cents on the dollar the way people could in 2008. A rental property that is cash flow positive and putting money into your pocket each month is much more valuable than a $200,000 Ferrari or a $50,000 sports card collection that you bought somewhere at auction. If it's not going to generate positive cash flow for you, then don't buy it. Remember, the only thing worse than being broke is receiving a large sum of money and then wasting it or losing it or spending it on nonsense and having nothing of real value to show for it when you need it. What do I mean by that? Stop going on vacations. We're headed into a very serious economic downturn, and I believe that the last thing people should be doing is spending crazy money on a vacation somewhere for a couple of weeks so they can take a bunch of selfies of themselves. If you absolutely need to just go somewhere to preserve your mental health, then do something that is extremely inexpensive or something that doesn't cost any money at all. Rather than go on a cruise, go on Amazon and buy a big raft for the family, and then go to the nearest lake and have a floating picnic party on the raft. Bring some music and food and drink and just spend the day floating on the water and having fun with the kids. Believe me, you'll have more fun that way than you ever thought possible. The point of all this is to be extremely wise and conservative with your money now so that you can survive what's coming later. Because believe me, it's coming. Thanks again for watching. And I want to tell you that we're going to have more great celebrity interviews and more breaking news stories coming up in the future. So we want you to subscribe to our free channel and click on the notification bell so you can get notified every time we post a new story. Thank you very much, and we shall see you soon.